person that's been diabetic for over 10 years.
Oh my.
Says, I had met with Dr. Joe and told him about my bouts with diabetes. He told me to start taking the stem cell activators for my pancreas. I had to call him to let him know within the first week, I woke up fully refreshed, had lots of energy, and felt better than I had in 15 years. I ordered my second bottle and can't wait to see my blood sugar test. John from New York. When he said this to me, he had called my office and I spoke to him, and he said, within 1 week, Joe, I want to tell you this, which I usually tell people, don't look for immediate results. Figure 2 to 3 months. And it really depends on the condition. Okay?
Because you don't want to scare them and take them off their medication.
Well, they can stay on their medication. What I don't want them to think that it's a quick fix. What it is, it's mending their body. It's restoring those stem cells. And so I'm seeing 2 to 3, even 4 months, people with very chronic conditions seeing great results. But he's saying to me that in 1 week he was refreshed, he was feeling better. And the reason for that is he couldn't sleep at night. He had to get up to urinate and all these things. And consequently, he was getting a full night's sleep just because the stem cells are doing their job, and that's restoring and repairing and rejuvenating his own stem cells that had been damaged.
Now, how many other areas of the body that you have these?
There's 23. We covered 23 areas, meaning like heart, lungs, liver, gallbladder, bladder, joints, nerves, things like that. So if a person is
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but how long would this last me?
Well, it's going to depend on the condition and what we recommend. In other words, it's not always a month's supply. We think in months when we order a product. And by the way, this isn't nutrition. This isn't a nutritional product. This is a technology that does what your dormant stem cells should be doing by reactivating them and rejuvenating them and repairing them so they can go back to normal function. Generally, I tell people start with approximately 15 to 20. 20 is the max. 20 a day, okay? And 20 days, by the way, I take drops, 20 drops a day, which I take 20 a day, and I found that takes about 23 days. Okay?
Before it's empty.
Yes, about 23 days. You know how accurate you are with your drops. Now, some people are in such dire straits with their condition, we recommend 15 twice a day. Yeah, it's going to be a little more at first, but once we get those stem cell activators in there, rejuvenating the adult stem cells, and the body starts to function, it really depends on the condition. Then they back off.
Are they locked into this forever?
No, they're not at all.
So then there's an end game here. It's not just forever.
Right. You don't have to take these forever. I would never say that to anybody.
Well, I mean, pharmaceutical.
No. Yeah, exactly.
You start on pills, man. It's like life.
You're exactly right, and I am not that. I'm the opposite. I'm saying, listen, at first you may have to take more to correct the condition, but as the condition improves, you take less. And finally, once the body neutralizes, you don't have to take them.
Because the fear that you would have is if I go off of this, I'll have that life that I hated.
Exactly. The beauty of this, though, okay, the beauty is that if I have a chronic condition that comes and goes, I know exactly what I can take. And by the way, Herman, we talk about cutting edge therapies like stem cell therapy, prolotherapy. We talk about PRP therapies, which are all wonderful and so advanced. I mean, stem cell therapy, not only does it travel throughout the body, and wherever stem cells are damaged, they catch them and start to grow new ones, but it can grow bone length, it can grow cartilage, and things like that. PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. This is a simple procedure where they draw blood and they separate the growth factors and the platelets, and they re-inject it into a joint. Your own blood. But it's prepared in a way which takes about a half hour to repair that damaged tissue, whether it's knee joint.
Do you cover that in this?
In my book, Living Beyond Your Chronic Pain,
okay, there.
You'll see 20 or 25 remedies and conditions, and then and a lifestyle of suggestions in how to overcome the healing process. And once you're healed, it's a tremendous book. It comes from my own personal experience and over 40 years of professional experience.